party chairman is the sort of, I don't know whether you wouldn't call it chief exec, we have a chief exec, like the chair of trustees as well. I wonder whether the party chairman should not have, more powers and actually, be in post longer. We tended to see party chairman as a bit of a revolving.
Yeah, they really came and went in the past few years, right?
Yeah, but I think historically as well, I can't think back to a party chairman who's actually been in post for a long time. And it's very difficult for a party chairman to then sort of take over from a sort of strategic point of view, this large institution that is like a government department, in terms of.
Yeah, and it's got 600 outposts all around the country as well to kind of to liaise with and stuff. It's not an easy role, obviously. And as you say, if you're coming in with a year to go to an election, or in the end 6 months to an election, it's very hard then to get a handle on what particular. But I guess voting for an elected party chairman, as some people have talked about, is kind of creating a second sort of power base. I'm not sure what a leader would want to have, a kind of an elected party chairman sat around the cabinet table as well with their own kind of power base as well, right?
No, I think the party chairman should be an MP. I know we've had job shares before where we've had someone from the Lords or a senior campaigner, which I think is fine. But I think there needs to be an MP as a party chairman or a co-party chairman and appointed by the leader. But I think also it's always more than about one person or the person at the top. The whole way there's a sense, and I want to be very careful about criticising, because I've never worked in central office, so I'm only talking as a candidate and as a volunteer. But there's always going to be a sense when you have a structure like that they don't know what it's like on the ground, because they're sitting in a building in London. And I don't think that's fair, because a lot of them are on the ground. When we talk about CCHQ, central office, actually a lot of those people, like my area manager, lives in Hampshire. He's on the ground. He doesn't work in London, doesn't live in London. So we tend to talk about CCHQ and imagine this building in London where a lot of them are working in the field. But nevertheless, it's true that it is the MPs and the councillors who are campaigning their patch, know their patch best. They know their activists best. Their activists know them best. And if you want the best view and opinion on the Isle of Wight, or winning back Isle of Wight West for the Conservatives next time, I would suggest I'm probably in the top 2 or 3 people who would have a view on that. And there are others. But again, I'm probably in the top 2 or 3 people who have a view on who to get round the table to have that conversation. So somehow we need to have that ground up. And MPs need to also probably be tapped in for their expertise, not just on their own patch, but in terms of strategies that can be moved across to other areas. So I would always say, and this isn't rocket science, campaign hyper-local, super-local. People want to know, especially if your party is not at its most popular, why should I vote for you if I'm not thinking of voting for your party? And that's really important, especially in an election like we've just had for the Conservatives.